There's a man teaching shadow work who doesn't have children. He knows all the theory, he's read all the Jung. He can map your unconscious patterns, he can name your mother wound, he can even identify your father complex. But he's never been woken at 3 a.m. by a screaming child and felt rage and tiredness so primitive that it scared him. He's never looked at his son and seen his own father's worst qualities already taking hold. He's never watched his daughter perform his wife's anxiety with perfect precision. He's never felt the terror of being completely responsible for another consciousness. This man is teaching you about shadows that he hasn't even met yet. Because children are the ultimate shadow revealers, not through what they do, but through what they activate. The childless man thinks he knows his rage until his child won't stop crying and he feels violence rise from the depth he didn't even know existed. The childless man thinks he's patient until his teenager mirrors his own arrogance and he experiences fury that has nothing to do with the moment. The childless man thinks he's integrated his father until he hears his father's words coming from his own mouth towards his own son, unconscious, automatic, generational. Children don't just trigger shadows, they embody them, they perform them, and they mirror them with ruthless accuracy. Your unintegrated patterns become their personality. Your unmet needs become their desperate seeking. Your unhealed wounds become their baseline normal. And you can't hide from it. You can't perform your way through it. And you can't spiritually bypass around it. Because they live in your house, they share your field, they breathe your frequency every single day. The man without children can maintain his spiritual persona indefinitely. He can meditate away his disturbances. He can workshop his way through challenges. He can even retreat when things get too intense. But the father can't retreat. He can't pause. He can't take a weekend workshop to integrate what just happened. He has to face it now, live with it now, transform it now. All the while making breakfast, driving to school, helping with homework. This is why fatherhood is the ultimate initiation, not because it's beautiful, quite the opposite. It's ruthless. It shows you exactly who you are, not who you think you are, not who you perform being, who you actually are when pushed beyond your edge. The coach teaching parenting who's never been a parent is teaching from a map of a territory he's never walked. He can tell you about patience, but not about the patience required when your child is your perfect trigger. He can tell you about presence, but not about presence maintained through years of relentless demand. He can tell you about unconditional love, but not about loving someone who embodies everything you hate about yourself. The fatherless man at the men's group dispensing wisdom about conscious fathering doesn't know what he doesn't know. He hasn't felt his nervous system hijacked by a child's nervous system. He hasn't experienced his carefully constructed identity shattered by a toddler's tantrum. He hasn't discovered shadows that only emerge when you're responsible for another life. Now, this isn't about disqualifying the childless. It's about acknowledging what children reveal. Shadows you can't access through therapy, patterns you can't find in meditation, wounds that only activate through parenting. The man who's never been broken by his children hasn't yet met his deepest shadows. The man who's never been transformed by fatherhood hasn't experienced the ultimate initiation. The man who's never failed as a father doesn't know the depths of his own humanity. Children are mirrors that won't stop reflecting, witnesses that won't stop watching, teachers that won't stop teaching. 24 hours a day for 18 plus years without a break. They'll show you everything. Your father's rage, your mother's anxiety, your grandfather's coldness, your grandmother's manipulations, all of it living through you, expressed through them, until you finally integrate it or pass it on for another generation. The childless coach doesn't know this weight, the responsibility, this particular initiation, which is the initiation to end all other initiations. He's only teaching from concept, not consequence, from theory, not from terror, from imagination, not from impact. If your shadow work teacher doesn't have children, he's teaching you the shallow end of a depth he's never explored. The real shadows, the ancient shadows, the generational shadows, they only come out when there's another generation to receive them. Welcome to The Architect Speaks.